Hello and welcome to empoweredcampusministry.org. My name is Barbara Humphrey McCrabb and I'm the Assistant Director for Higher Education at the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. We're here today talking about opportunities for campuses to participate in some exciting events coming up around racism, around justice issues. So Donna, tell us what's happening with the African Affairs Subcommittee.
Well, some great things are happening. You know, we're in a special moment right now. This is the 50th anniversary. We're walking into the 50th anniversary of some milestones from the Civil Rights era. And, you know, starting with last summer with the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, you know, we marked 50 years of that. And from there, for the next few years, we'll be looking at the Civil Rights Act, 50 years after the Voting Rights Act, and things like that. The March on Selma, from Selma to Montgomery and all of those. The subcommittee has decided that we want to highlight that time. We don't want to be caught unprepared, because we started receiving, questions about it from the public. You know, what does the church say about this? And this gives us a great opportunity to affirm what the church is doing in the area of racial justice, what it did 50 years ago, and what it's doing today.
And how do you see campuses being able to participate in that? I mean, what if I can't get to Selma? How does that happen?
One of the things we want to do is, in 2015, that would be the 50th anniversary of the March from Selma to Montgomery, but we'd also like to have solidarity events. And so we want to invite campus ministers to sponsor something on their own area. You know, there are a lot of local events that didn't necessarily make the news nationally, but there's some real milestones there too. And local heroes and sheroes that we'd like to be able to lift up. And what would they do? What can they do there? We'd also like to encourage the development of study circles to look at things such as the guide that CCT, Christian Churches Together, developed to look at the response to Dr. King's letter from Birmingham jail, but other things as well. So lots of opportunities for creativity.
That's great. And so would it be fair to say if a campus wanted to participate or was interested in either hosting an event in their area, they could, through empoweredcampusministry.org, let us know of their interest.
Absolutely.
And you would help connect to this, to the National Planning Committee.
Absolutely. We'd love that, because for one thing, you know, if we think about it, those leaders back in the 50s and 60s were young adults themselves. They were in their 20s and 30s. And so, you know, there's still plenty of opportunity for young people today to do something.
And you were talking about that earlier in terms of, as we talked, just the sense of the value and importance of young adults. And I think in particular, those who are on campuses and engaged in campus ministry are really in a pivotal spot to affect some change in how we manage that situation today.
Absolutely.
So if you had a word of advice, what, Father John or Donna, Sister Mary Ellen, what would you want to say to folks on campus thinking about those historical events, be it civil rights, the Voting Rights Act? How do we mark those? What would you want to say?
One thing I'd say is that, you know, that was history. That happened 50 years ago. But today, we still have issues that young people are aware of and have a voice, and, you know, we'd like to say something about. And I think they can use their own gifts and skills and strategies that are appropriate for today. You know, things like spoken word.
I think that meet somebody, maybe through a discussion group that we talked about in our study guide, getting together and talk about racism. Meet somebody, get to know them, so that you build a relationship that will last beyond the study or beyond the local events.
And regular service. I think the more our students put their lives where people's lives are in need, the more issues such as racism become real.
Well, thank you to my guests. Thanks for being with us. Come back and see us soon.